Hey guys, here we are with lesson 1.5, dealing with inequalities. Again, hopefully this is just knocking the dust off, knocking the cobwebs off, some old knowledge for you. Okay, we have less than and greater than. And when we're solving those and get an answer, it's going to be an open circle on the number line. Less than or equal to, it has that extra bar underneath of it. Greater than or equal to, it's a greater than with an extra bar underneath of it. And when we graph those solutions on the number line, that's going to have a closed circle because it includes that point. It's or equal to that number. Okay, so let's take a look here. We got x plus 6 is less than or equal to 3. We'd want to subtract 6 from both sides. X is less than or equal to negative 3. All right, I'm not all that picky. Okay, we're just going to put negative 3 on the number line. Less than or equal to is a solid dot. And less than, which way is smaller? Okay, so maybe you would want to put a few down when it's a negative on the number line. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, negative 4. Which way is smaller? This way. Sometimes it can be tricky, the negative. Okay, but if you don't need it, maybe just put the middle one and then one number on each side, and then you can graph it. X minus 8 greater than 2. We're going to add 8. X is greater than 10. All right, we're going to put 10 on there. Open circle at 10, 11, 9. Which way is X is greater? Which way is bigger? This way. Another little hint, little helpful hint, is if X is on the left-hand side, only works this way, if X is on the left-hand side, your inequality symbol should point the way you should go. So over here, X is on the left-hand side, so this trick's going to work. The arrow is pointing left. X is on the left-hand side. The point is on the right, so it goes to the right. It's this little trick to help you out. Only works in the variables on the left-hand side. Otherwise, you got to remember to reverse it. Okay, important rule for multiplying and dividing. You probably know it already. Okay, important rule. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to remember to flip the inequality sign. Negative 4 is less than 100. Is that true? Yes, negative 4 is smaller than 100. Okay, what happens if I multiply or divide both sides by a negative? Negative times a negative flips this to a positive. Is that still true now? And now this is now negative 100. Is positive 4 smaller or less than negative 100? No. Okay? No. So it's not true. That's why we need to remember to flip that inequality. And now it's true. And that's why we flip it. Okay? Because when you multiply both sides by a negative or divide both sides by a negative, you're going to change the signage. Okay? So that's why we got to flip that over. All right? So let's see if you remember how. Let's go ahead and push pause, and let's give you a shot right there on your own. All right, welcome back. Let's see how you did. Step 1, we're going to minus 5. Step 2, we're going to divide by negative 2. X, negative 4. Flip it, because I divided by a negative. Flip it. X is greater than negative 4. So I put negative 4 in the middle, open circle. Let's see. And you don't have to go 1 over. Maybe you want to go like 0 and negative 8. Make it a little more obvious to yourself. Which one's bigger? This way. Oop, got a little close there to the bottom, didn't I? Sorry, guys. Sometimes I forget to look at the screen and make sure I'm in the middle. More fun. Okay, so again, something with these words, and then you got to change them to symbols, and then solve. So we're going to practice converting. 12 less than the product. Okay, this is tricky. This is why we're looking at this. 12 less than the product of 3 and a number is less than 21. So is and is less than, that's your, if it was just is, that'd be your equal sign. Is less than, that's going to give me my inequality sign. This less than just means subtract. So that's the tricky part there. Is going to signify where the action is, okay? Where the equals or the less than or where the greater than is going to go. So 12 less than the product of 3 and a number. So I got 3x, 3 times the number, 3x, 12 less than that, minus 12, is less than 21. All right, if we wanted to solve that, we could add the 12, 33, divide by 3, 11. X would be less than 11. The sum of 5 times a number and 6. What am I adding? Sum, I'm adding, what am I adding? 5 times a number and 6. So we got 5 times a number, 5x, plus 6. Is greater than, there's my action one, is greater than the number, is greater than x. Okay? And then we could get our x's on the same side, move the 6, so we could get the answer to that. Okay? Let's see, let's just talk about, I don't know how prevalent this stuff's going to be. Let's just kind of talk about what the words would be for this. So this is going to be very similar, kind of like to this one or this one. It's similar to both. Okay, this is 2 more than the product of 3 and a number, or 2 more than 3 times a number, however you want to write that. The sum of that, the sum is greater than 23. So we could go the sum of, or we could just say 2 more than. The product of 3 and a number is greater than 23. And I'm just going to write the number 23. Okay, again, this is not going to be that big of a deal. It's going to be more, can you solve this? Okay, so let's subtract the 2 over. If I subtract that 2 over, we have 21. Divide by 3, x should be greater than 7. And again, we're just going to talk through this one. This is a pretty nasty one. Talk through this one. Okay, this is going to be 18 more than the quotient of the sum of 9 times the number and 5 and 4. All right. Well, this would be a good one to talk about in class if this comes up in your homework. Otherwise, that's going to take a lot of words here, a lot of ofs and ands and does. Okay? But the main idea is, can you solve that? Can you solve that? So step 1, we got to get rid of this 18. So subtract that 18 over. Should just be 8 now. Next, we're going to multiply by 4. Next, we're going to subtract the 5. 32 minus 5, 27. Then we're going to divide by 9, and finally we get x is less than or equal to 3. Okay, let's see if you can take the last one here, those words, and turn it into an inequality statement, like with math and numbers there, and then solve it. So go ahead and push pause, and we'll try that one. All right, welcome back. Let's see how we did. The quotient of. So I'm dividing. What am I dividing? 2 more than a number and 5. So the quotient of 2 more than a number, so x plus 2 and 5, is at least 17. Ooh, is at least. So it could be 17 or more. So this is going to be greater than or equal to 17. At least 17. Think about what that means. At least 17. So it could be 17, it could be 18, it could be more than that, it could keep going up and up and up. So this side is at least, it's going to be 17 or more, so greater than or equal to 17. Okay, now go ahead and solve. Multiply both sides by 5. This is going to be 85. Subtract the 2. Greater than or equal to 83. Okay? So there we are. Fun stuff, guys. Again, the main part of this is solving inequalities. You might have a couple homework problems where you're going to have to take it from words to numbers and then solve. Okay? But the main concept here is solving the inequalities. That's what I'm most concerned with. All right? I don't have it in front of me here, so check what your assignment is for 1.5. Okay, if you have any questions with that, check in with me, make an appointment, or just pop in the morning, and we'll see how things go. Otherwise, we're doing great. Keep up the good work.